There's a quiet kind of absence that rarely gets noticed. It doesn't announce itself, it doesn't ask for attention. It simply exists in the spaces between posts, between smiles, between moments that were never uploaded. You scroll through your feed and see faces, angles, filtered happiness. And then there are the ones who never appear. No selfies, no profile updates, no carefully chosen moments frozen in time. Just a name, maybe a symbol, maybe nothing at all. And something about that silence lingers longer than the loudest image.
When was the last time you wondered why some people choose not to show themselves at all? Not because they cannot, but because they do not feel the need to. Psychologists have long studied the human desire to be seen, to be acknowledged, to leave evidence that we were here. For many, posting a photo is not vanity, but reassurance, a quiet check-in with the world that says, "Do you still see me?" Yet for others, the absence of photos is not fear, it is distance, a gentle refusal to let identity become a performance. You may know someone like this, or perhaps you are that person, the one who watches without being watched, the one who attends without documenting, the one who feels no urge to frame life into a square and offer it to strangers for interpretation. And it raises an uncomfortable question. If so much of modern life is about being visible, what does it mean to choose invisibility? For some, it begins with a subtle awareness, a sense that once a moment is shared, it changes. The laughter becomes proof, the smile becomes a statement, the memory becomes something others can touch, judge, misunderstand. And not every experience wants an audience. Psychologists often speak of the observed self, the version of you that exists when you know you are being watched. Even alone, the imagined gaze of others can shape posture, expression, behavior. Social media extends that gaze indefinitely. A photo is not just seen once, it is seen again and again, long after the moment has passed. For some minds, this permanence feels heavy. You might have felt it, that slight discomfort when a camera appears, the sense that something private is being asked to become public. Not because you are ashamed of who you are, but because who you are feels unfinished, fluid, not meant to be captured yet. There is also control hidden beneath this choice. People who avoid posting photos often guard their inner world carefully, not out of secrecy, but selectiveness. They understand, perhaps intuitively, that once an image is released, ownership shifts. Others begin to narrate you, to decide what your smile means, to assume your happiness or sadness from a single frame. And some people would rather remain undefined than misunderstood. Have you noticed how quickly images become labels? Confident, arrogant, lonely, thriving, struggling. A face becomes a story, a pose becomes a personality, and those who stay unseen escape these shortcuts. They allow others to know them slowly, through words, actions, presence, not through pixels. This doesn't mean they lack confidence. In fact, psychologists have observed that people with a strong internal sense of self often rely less on external validation. When your worth is not negotiated through likes or comments, the urge to display diminishes. You don't need proof of existence when you feel real within yourself. People who avoid posting photos often protect this feeling. They are not hiding, they are preserving. Preserving mystery, preserving autonomy, preserving the right to be known on their own terms. And perhaps the deepest truth is this: not everyone wants to be consumed. Some people want to be encountered, slowly, genuinely, without filters or captions or permanent records. They want connection that breathes, not impressions that linger.
They want to be felt, not displayed. So the next time you notice a profile without a face, resist the urge to fill in the blanks. Resist the assumptions. Behind that absence may live a mind that listens more than it speaks, a heart that experiences rather than broadcasts, a person who understands that not everything meaningful needs to be seen to exist. And maybe, in that quiet space, there is a lesson that you are allowed to live without narrating yourself, that you are allowed to be real without being visible, that sometimes the most complete life is the one that leaves the smallest digital trace.